Daniel Negreanu is looking down on 5-4 suited. Pre-flopman. This is a classic clash between perceived strength and disguised equity. Johanna 3-bets big with ace-queen, exactly the kind of hand that wants to isolate the opener and play a bloated pot from position.
Okay, I bet.
Negreanu flats on the button with 5-4 of hearts, fully aware that he is dominated high card-wise but armed with a hand that smashes low, connected boards. Once George gets out of the way, Johanna thinks she has created a clean heads-up spot against a capped calling range.
I pay.
When in reality, she has invited one of the worst possible suited connectors to the party. The flop comes a disaster for Johanna's range. Her overcards and backdoor possibilities shrink in value while Negreanu quietly connects as hard as it gets, a made straight with a live flush draw. When she continuation bets 100,000, it is completely standard. This is the board she is supposed to attack after 3-betting pre. Negreanu just check calls, and that passive line is lethal. From her side, it looks like exactly what she wants to see. The turn brings the ace, finally giving Johanna top pair on top of her draw and seemingly flipping the script. She barrels 200,000, and now Negreanu springs the trap, check raising to 500,000. That raise is polar, strong value, or big bluffs, and against most players, ace-queen with a strong draw feels too good to fold.
500. 3 more.
Negreanu's line almost never contains bluffs here. He has been slow playing on an ultra-wet flop, and the ace is a perfect card for him to attack.
I'm all in.
I call.
An all-in and a call.
I have it. She has a flush draw too?
4 or 5 of hearts for
8 of hearts for her. Sick hand, huh?
That doesn't help her.
That was very unlucky.
Wow, what a hand.
Yeah.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at 10-7 offsuit, but Seaver has raised to $1,300 with pocket fives, and Haxton has called with Jack-10 suited.
Uh-oh, this is Daniel's favorite hand, and it's actually gotten him into trouble in the big game before.
Re-raises on the button to 5,200.
He knows Seaver's range is wide and Haxton's flat is vulnerable. Even though it's his favorite hand, he's trying to play the players, not the cards. This raise is about letting them know that he's going to give them a hard time this hand if they decide to play along.
Scott Seaver is really hoping Daniel has an overpair so that he has the right implied odds to make this call.
Haxton folded, so heads up to the flop. King, deuce, queen. Seaver checks the best hand.
Negreanu knows Seaver could easily have king-queen here after raising and then calling Daniel's re-raise pre-flop. But why would he check? Daniel smells weakness, and that's usually when he gets curious.
He reps, betting 6,200.
Looks like Scott's gonna peel.
He calls.
Haxton wants his cards back.
6 of spades on the turn. Seaver checks.
Daniel still got just 10 high. This is one of the dangers of having a favorite hand.
Daniel does not look like he's about to check. After just calling the flop and checking the turn, Negreanu is probably putting Seaver on a draw or the weak pocket pair he does indeed have. He's thinking, if I apply the right pressure now, Seaver might just fold and give me all the money.
Daniel does fire that third barrel, making it 14,200 to go.
I could justify Scott's call on the flop, thinking maybe Daniel would shut down after one bet, but Daniel certainly hasn't shut down.
Seaver keeps it going. He calls.
Seaver's totally stationing Negreanu.
You mean like a calling station?
Exactly.
4 clubs on the river. Seaver checks.
Sick.
Daniel fires 36,000.
Seaver is capped, checked every street, and never repped strength. Daniel has nothing, but he knows Seaver is weak enough to fold. This is a masterclass.
Folds the winner.
Phew-wee. You had me staring. I had my favorite hand. You know what that is?
10-7?
7 of diamonds and 10 of clubs specifically. Can't believe I got away with a bluff.
Daniel Negreanu is about to play 6-deuce suited. Phil Hellmuth opens to 800 with king-10 offsuit, the kind of loose early raise he uses to test the waters and try to play pots post-flop. Negreanu immediately leans on it, re-raising to 3,600. With 6-2 suited, this is not about raw card strength. It is about punishing Phil's wide open, isolating the weakest range at the table, and taking the betting lead in position.
Who lost the last pot?
Doyle Brunson cold calls with pocket jacks, a classic trap that keeps worse hands in and avoids turning his medium-high pair into a bluff catcher against a 4-bet. Getting the price and curious to navigate post-flop, Phil comes along. That is a very Negreanu result. His pre-flop 3-bet range contains plenty of big queens, overpairs, and high card backdoors, so checking back keeps his range wide and ambiguous while realizing equity with his suited wheel trash. It also invites Phil to fire turns from out of position and forces Doyle to reveal how comfortable he is with jacks on a coordinated board. When Negreanu declines to c-bet, he preserves the option to attack later streets if either opponent betrays weakness with sizing or timing. The turn is the 4 of spades, a deceptively important card. It adds real backdoor flush pressure while also nudging straight grids like 3-6 into view. Phil leads 7,000 into about 19,000, a classic mid-sizing that tries to win the pot before the board becomes scarier. Against Daniel, that size usually reads as one pair or air rather than a queen or better that wants protection and volume. Daniel just calls. He is not chasing, he is keeping Phil's bluffs alive, protecting his own strong hands that would play this way, slow-played queens and some spade floats, and setting up maximum leverage on rivers that amp up the story. Doyle, now sandwiched in hating life with jacks, lets it go. The river is the 2 of spades, completing the backdoor spade flush and putting 4 to a wheel in the picture. It is a nightmare card for capped one-pair holdings. Phil drops a 6,000 block bet, a telltale sizing that asks for a cheap showdown and implicitly admits he does not love his hand. Daniel pounces and raises to 46,000. What does he represent? From Phil's seat, it is coherent for Daniel to have exactly the hands his line preserved, 2 spades that checked flop multi-way, called the turn lead, and now raise for value, or a slow-played queen with a spade that upgrades from bluff catcher to thin value on a bet-blocked river.
Speech time. It's gotta come.
He might have like 6-9 offsuit. It's Daniel. Good bet.
And Phil lays it down.
Finally got there. Took a while, but
6-9.
I had you.
He nailed it. Look at that. That's sick. That's not gonna look good on TV. Yeah, whatever that is, it's not gonna look
Whatever
good.
it was.
That's gonna be bad for a profile, unfortunately.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at 7-4 offsuit. Pre-flop begins with a straddle from Lou, a move that encourages action and bloats the pot before a card is dealt. Negreanu, sensing an opportunity to attack the money in the middle with position, raises to 1,600. However, he is doing this with absolute air. It is a move designed to steal the pot right there, relying on his image rather than his cards. Phil Lack, sitting in the small blind with Queen 9 offsuit, decides to defend.
Oh, 3-way.
Crafty Daniel's priced in lieu with any 2.
Okay, guys,
What would you surprised it's 3-way?
no, I guess not.
The flop falls with 2 hearts. Looking at Negreanu's pre-flop raise, Lack decides to check, likely fearing an overpair. Lou checks his air. Negreanu has flopped a sneaky open-ended straight draw. Instead of continuation betting and risking a check raise, Negreanu checks back. The turn brings the 8 of hearts, an absolute action card. It puts 3 hearts on the board, completing a potential flush, but more importantly for Negreanu, it completes his straight. Lack checks again, wary of the scary board texture. Lou, however, decides to take a stab. Holding the jack of hearts, he has a high flush draw and decides to turn it into a semi-bluff. He bets 3,000. Negreanu, sitting with the made straight but fearful of the flush, decides to just flat call.
Lock joins us?
He wants to keep Lou's bluffs in, but he also doesn't want to blow up the pot if someone is sitting on a flush. The river is the ace. Lack and Lou check to the button. Negreanu now has a clear value betting situation. He bets 5,500. It is a perfectly sized bet, small enough to entice a call from a sticky pair or 2-pair, but large enough to get value.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to go like 26,000, but something's saying don't do it, Phil. I'm not gonna do it.
Lack, looking at his pair of 9s, realizes he beats nothing but a total bluff. He folds.
And lose out.
I was up to 37% on 26 times.
Well, I don't know why you didn't do it.
That's the highest
I
I
obviously had to come. I had to have it. Well, if I show a 4, I had to have something there, like a 7 or an ace of hearts.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at Jack 7 suited. Pre-flop begins with Negreanu putting on a masterclass in loose aggressive play from the hijack position. He opens the pot to 22,000 holding an incredibly speculative hand. Isaac Haxton, the math wizard of the high roller scene, sits on the button with ace-10 of clubs. Haxton makes a standard flat call in position, keeping his range disguised while acknowledging the strength of his own hand. The flop falls a rainbow texture. This is a disaster for Negreanu. He has missed completely, holding only jack high with a backdoor straight draw. Haxton, however, has flopped top pair with a decent kicker. Fua checks his bottom pair. Despite missing the board, Negreanu takes the aggressive route and fires a continuation bet of 36,000. He is trying to represent the ace or king. Haxton, holding the ace, smoothly calls, trapping the bluffer. The turn brings the 6 of spades, which is a complete blank. With no equity, Negreanu decides that he has to keep telling his story. He fires a second barrel of 85,000. Haxton is now facing a decision. He has top pair, but Negreanu is betting into him twice on an ace-high board. Haxton reasons that his hand is underrepresented and calls again, refusing to fold to aggression when his hand is likely best. The river is the queen of diamonds. Negreanu has missed everything. But despite that, he decides that holding one blocker to the straight is enough to make it a bluff spot. This is such a Negreanu move, and one of the reasons I like him so much. He is never afraid to play the player, not the cards. Haxton goes deep into the tank, and I guess he got coolered earlier or something, because despite getting good odds on that pot,
Haxton folds the best hand.
Well done.
Show me a bluff.
Why? I never do
Fun.
that.
It would be so fun. Jesus.
He is laughing really hard.
That was poetic. It's hard to bluff Ike.
What the hell? Once in a blue moon, you gotta steam.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at Queen 7 suited.
36. So you have a few more years before you get in that Poker Hall of Fame. You're both gonna get in, for sure. 100%. You two. I don't know, but no offense, I don't think you guys can get in yet. Maybe. A little bit.
I'm
Win
not,
some
I'm
more
not,
stuff.
I'm not.
That's all I ever wanted to do in my life.
In your life was
get
be
in the Poker Hall of Fame. It's like the little ceremony and
Yeah.
what do they do there?
It was probably
Have free food.
cool, right? It was
I didn't think
cool.
it was a big. I was like,
When's
I
your
didn't
ceremony?
care.
When's your ceremony?
Oh, it was already done. November last year.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, you were supposed to speak there for me and all that. You were busy.
You were supposed to speak.
Seriously?
I don't know where you were. Yeah.
I would have came to it. I didn't even know.
Pre-flop begins in the high-stakes environment of the shark cage, where the unique shot clock and penalty rules add an extra layer of psychological stress to every decision.
Raise. 30,000.
Negreanu, the master of small ball and reading souls, decides to widen his range significantly from late position. He opens the action to 30,000 holding Queen 7 of clubs. While this is a statistically loose open, Negreanu relies on his ability to outmaneuver his opponents post-flop. The flop falls a disconnected and dry board texture that seemingly favors the pre-flop caller. Antonio has an overpair to the board, but true to his defensive line, he checks to the razor. Negreanu, holding absolutely nothing but queen high, chooses a very disciplined checkback. The turn brings the 6, a card that adds a layer of complexity to the board. Antonio, sensing that the free pass on the flop has ended, decides to take the betting lead. He fires 53,000. He is betting for value and protection. Negreanu, now holding significant equity with his straight draw and his overcard queen, makes the easy call. The river is the 4. Antonio looks at the board and sees nothing but low cards. He remains convinced that his pocket tens are an unbeatable overpair in this specific spot. He decides to go for a massive value bet, firing 100,000 into the pot. This is where the trap snaps shut.
So he wants to go to the cage, is what he's saying? I think you might go. I don't know. So if he's bluffing, I call him. He goes, hangs out there for a little while. Ah.
Daniel calls with his straight. Boom.
Antonio, let's see that.
He goes to go to the cage, right? If it's a bluff. No value, never mind.
You thought it was another card?
Straight.
Yeah,
I have
he's got
straight.
straight with Queen 7.
Of course.
God, you just get there.
I do. That's how I play.
I do. That's how I play.
You just
I'm so happy.
sick.
The worst winner ever.
You just look so steamed every time Daniel beats
He
you.
always
up.
has it. Fucking unbelievable.
Like, you wouldn't be upset if I beat you like that, would you?
No.
Not as
No.
It's annoying the way that I win. I'm like Floyd Mayweather, you know? Boring to watch, but I win. I find a way.
Daniel Negreanu is holding ace-10 suited, Pre-flop is all ego and leverage. Tony G opens small Houston flats, and Negreanu snaps on the squeeze to 7K.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, you make it 7,000.
Perfect against two wide ranges. Tony G knows Houston's call is weak money and fires back to 24K with pocket eights, classic isolation, and dare 4-bet. Negreanu takes the button, keeps Tony's bluffs in, and controls the pot. That flat says, I'll outplay you post-flop, keep the range wide. Flop comes rainbow, Negreanu's dream in a 4-bet pot, top pair, ace kicker, clean texture.
I'm all in.
Tony shoves.
Who cares? I guess you got, what, you have kings now?
I'm committed again.
No, I know you are. Okay, you can show me one if you want.
Even if you gave me $1 million, I wouldn't show you.
$1 million? Oh boy, Tony G. I guess I should. You're a nice guy. You do good things with your money, right?
I do.
You do? All right, I'll give you some more, I guess. All right.
Daniel calls.
You have kings or something?
No, one time. No.
Jack of clubs on the turn.
Oh my God, did that make him more outs? Yeah. I just realized. Oh God, I was like, oh Jack, that's a good card.
The river. The king of hearts.
It's a scary one.